Hazbin Hotel is released, and I'm ecstatic about it. This is my 5th time I'm making this intro. Please, can nothing happen this time? Yeah, I've been so I've been excited about this show more so than anything else. Oh, since its pilot, pilot, everything about it was always fascinating to me. The characters were all solid from the start. With some really interesting mysteries and some deliberately left out information to piece together as the show goes on. On the pilot hit the landing, and yeah, for this review, I think that's the best place to start. The original pilot was always amazing to me. He carrying a solid sense of humor, a good cast of characters, and a fun, unlovable whole main, and just overall being fun and it has is as edgy sense and in how it's portrayed, and all the characters' lines are really solid. Solid. Well, the standouts in the original pilot were the three that I was most anticipating for going into this series. And that was Serpentius, Angel Dust, and Alistair. Alistair. All three of which hit the landing on in the series, but we'll talk about that at later. The original pilot is something I recommend. Oh yeah, warning, there's a lot of spoilers in this video, so click out if you haven't seen the series. But there's a lot to love about the original pilot. Pilot has a strong establishment of everything going on. It establishes the characters really well, except for one, but I'll get that into that when I complain a bit about the pilot before moving on to the rest. Everything builds up into a really funny, but serious establishment, and for the series to build from. All the characters are strong. I really like Charlie, Ellie, and Aggie, they're really likable protagonists. Angel Dust is always a riot whenever I watch it. And then when Husky and Nifty are introduced, they were fun little additions. Fucking Christ. Ignore it. Hold on. Okay, I just turned on Do Not Disturb. So now everything about this combines into a really fun thing, but I have two complaints. Well, I didn't even mention Alistair, did I? Alistair's favorite character from the pilot. No questions asked. Anyways, the original pilot has two issues. One, the songs are bad. The first two are not. The opening one is fine, and Charlie's motivational singing is bad, and the standout is Alistair's song, which, while not on the same level as his future songs in the show, it's still a lot of fun and really good. And Nifty's not established on what type of character she's gonna be in the series. She's mostly made out to be a cutesy type character that seemed like she'd be a wholesome face in hell. And let's get into the characters. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. I left out any of the side characters that show up for a few seconds or so. Just aren't that important. But I mostly covered all the characters that at least show up for a full episode. So yeah, starting off with Charlie Morningstar. In the show, she's the main protagonist, the one driving the Hazbin Hotel. She's the heart of it, and really a lot of fun. And it's hard to get much better than Charlie. He's fun, likable, always has a blast when she's on screen. She's not really used for jokes. I'm actually thankful for that. Because they easily could have made her enthusiasm into a joke. And it mostly, only time that really happens is with Alistair, and that makes sense. Alistair's not serious about the hotel in the least, and is a bit of an asshole. But at the same time, it works because Alistair still actively does show some level of care towards Charlie, even if it might be just him manipulating her. Which, again, I'll get back into with Alistair because, oh boy, I have the most to say about him, but yeah. Charlie's fun, and I don't really have any complaints. She is just the likable main character, you know? Baggy is the first one where I have quite a bit to say about her character development, and I'm gonna say it's a lot of fun. And in the pilot, Baggy was mostly shown as a man-hater, but I think that was removed in a character this time, actor for this, because that's not really a thing. She's not, she doesn't actively hate anyone, and besides Alistair, which just makes sense because she doesn't trust him. They took something that was gonna be pointless if they kept it around in the entire show and moved it completely. Honestly, I like that. That other things of note is how good the reveals around her are. Honestly, her being an exterminator made a lot of sense, and going into it. Like, oh yeah, I should probably warn that this spoiler is. I think that's obvious, but yeah, Baggy's an exterminator. An exterminator that refused to kill a demon child, and lost her eye and wings because of it. It because of it. Running into Charlie on her deathbed, who saved her, and the two fell in love. It's a sweet each side story that doesn't distract from the main plot. I like that the reveal wasn't just over dramatic. Charlie's action was that he didn't know how to feel about it, but came to realize that as in a quick amount of time that she needed to look past that because of the good times with Vaggie and how much she cares about it, how much she loves it. Something that's tackled incredibly well, and this is the relationship between Charlie and Vaggie. I just want to say that the two feel like a legitimate, good representation of the LGBTQ community. Something that I have relatives in my mom, dad, and brother all by. So, yeah. Uh, I actually do know a bit more about all these type of people, and Baggy not just being a stereotype is a really fun and good thing. Say with Charlie, Ellie, which yeah, but like I said, both the characters were handled really well, and I like them a lot. But yeah, outside of her reveals, Vaggie's just really charming as a character. She doesn't. She's kind of the more or down to hell character that between the two, who are trying to keep Charlie knowing that it might not work out in the end. And even though she still really supports her dreams and wants them to come true, doing whatever it takes to make sure that happens. A nice secondary story is in this first episode where Vaggie is trying everything she can to get it to successfully handle the commercial for the hotel, even going as far as to make a deal with Alistair in order to do so. Shows how much more she cares about Charlie over everything else. And it's a good establishment to their relationship in episodes come. And yeah, moving on. There's gonna be controversial here, but Angel Dust, it was one of the best characters in the show. His storyline, while it is a touchy subject, if you can't handle it, don't watch the show. But the SA survivor, thing was not his glamorizing or anything. What it is showing how Angel Dust survives in a bleak reality where he cannot handle it in any other way than to hide who he is as a core, as core, or removing his real self in order to put on a facade that that keeps him going. It's a clever storyline with good reveals and good plot twists. Well, not plot twists. It was all expected, but it had a lot of good moments. It legitimately was as disturbing when on Val's side, uh, when Val lured Angel into that room, and cussed him out. Every scene between the two is just sad and depressing. As saying, making you want to help Angel out. Angel. I'll get into Valentino in a bit because I have quite a bit to say about him. But yeah, overall, Angel is just a lot of fun, on and just a great addition to the show. Oh, he makes the most sense and for the character arc he goes through, and yeah, Sir Pentious, yeah. Anybody that's seen the last episode knows what I'm gonna lead into this with, but he deserved, not deserved to die. He deserved for it to be the first soul redeemed. Throughout the season, he's set up as the one that's trying the hardest out of them all to redeem himself. Oh, even though he does do some things that mess up here and there, at his core, he has good intent. He's not trying to be a mess up. And I'm so glad they made him a main character in this. Yes, even though I found out that he was gonna be a one-off villain, that meant that we'd never see him again, which made me sad because I love this Snake Boy. He's such a fun character and legit. But I want to talk about his death scene. I'll get more into detail with it, or with the less serious side of his death, but the death scene itself, the lead-in, him taking his chance with Cherry Bomb, then proceeding to get in his blimp ready to finish a fight that he knew he had, in a way he knew he had to, willing to sacrifice himself. It was all bone chilling to me. I knew what was coming up once he got into the blimp. I knew that it wasn't gonna end well at all. But him charging up his ultimate weapon, that face he takes as he knows that he's either gonna win the battle for them or sacrifice himself trying that bone chilling fire he says. It all makes me wonder what he would have been like had he become an overlord, or like legit. He would have been fun as an overlord, or being one to be feared if he was just a bit more serious than he was in the buzz. And yeah. And his redemption scene, it didn't feel like it came out of nowhere or anything. It felt deserved for him. Him sacrificing himself, the lead into it, everything was just perfect. Perfect. I liked his new design after he got redeemed. And yeah, there's just a lot to say about him, but I think that you've had enough to understand. Serpentius is great, and you're a fool if you think otherwise. Husker is my brother's favorite, and I love him too. Who his voice actor, I always forget his name. Hold on. Keith David did an amazing job with Husk, as he always does. He's a really good voice actor. I am disappointed we only got one song from him, but my God, "Loser Baby" is a catchy ass song. Legit. Honestly, just everything about Husk is great. Hey, I found his backstory legitimately sad and made me more interested in how he was as an overlord. Plus, I'm even more interested than ever in Alistair and how he managed to do that to Husk. Overall, Husk was a great addition to the show. Don't really have much else to say about him. Nifty is Nifty. I'm gonna rush through Nifty's section, but she's fun. She doesn't have a lot going on. She's just a psychopathic at the low devil. Like, legit. The fact that she might actually be more scary than Alistair at times is just funny to me. Yeah, and her being the one to deal the final blow on Adam was just comedy gold. Well, everything about it just really made me laugh. Cherry Bomb, I also don't have a lot to say. She's still a lot just as charming as she was in the pilot. I let her. I was legitimately rooting for Serpentius to get with her when his crush on her started. I found it funny and really really cute. I'm not one to ship, but yeah, I think that they decided to go with that route. I think that Cherry Bomb and Serpentius work the best as in that way. And yeah, I do kind of wish there was some kind of reaction from her on Serpentius's death, but yeah, whatever. It was still great. The V's. I'm gonna get chewed out when I get into Valentino, but let's start small with Vox. Vox is probably the one of these I have the least to say, despite the fact that he's probably he should be the one I have this second most to say about. But yeah, Vox is great. His voice actor makes every funny line sell. And everything about him just really is great. His powers seem legitimately interesting. I really want to see what he can do. I'm really curious on what will happen in the next season is if he becomes a villain and is the main villain on trying to kill Alistair. I'd like to see a fight between the two and find out how that would go. Velvet is my favorite of the V's. Despite being the one to have the least screen time, I'm Reckless established a character and made it clear on what she was. As it essentially told us everything we needed to know about Velvet. That she was despite seeming like that that's like a stupid social media influencer, she's a conniving, and highly intelligent manipulator, using her own skills to convince people about what exactly it was that she needed to know, convincing them to reveal it all through body language. Reckless is a perfect example of why Velvet's the best with the V's. Though even in other scenes, he has quite a few funny moments and generally gets more laughs out of me than Vox and Valentino when she's on screen. And Valentino. I sure do hate him. Okay, I'm gonna make it admit it's something. Valentino is funny. I like some bits with him, how he's not always serious. He has a mix of Serpentius and Alistair's appeal, where one side he's a riot whenever he makes jokes. He's consistently funny. On the other, he's so sadistic and cruel. Well, even more so than Alistair at times. And you can't help but feel bad for Angel whenever this monster is on screen. Everything about Valentino is vile and disgusting. I don't like him too much. He's one of those characters you love to hate, essentially. Because you want to see Angel come back and kill him. Angel becoming a overlord himself. But yeah, as is, Valentino's fine. According to some people, Viz has apparently hinted at making a spin-off show with the three, and I wouldn't be object to it. Yeah, I'd love to see these three in the show. Expand on the characters a bit more, Maybe give some backstory as to what happened 7 years ago before or else just disappoint experience when Vox supposedly tried attempting to make a deal with him. Um, there's a lot of potential for that, and I do hope that some plot holes get explained through it. Adam and Ludo are the villains of the season, and they're a lot of fun as villains. Adam being this complete dick that always has some one-up insult until he's against Alistair is just hilarious to me. Yeah, yeah. And pretty much anything that he does is just as funny. He's a dickbag, but he's the original dickbag. Other than that, don't have a lot to say. Oh wait, no, I do. Boo! He wasn't a demon. Even that should have been the reveal around why he has a mask on at all times. Anyways, Lute's okay. Lute I have a lot less to say about than him. She should have had another singing role, in my opinion, and because of how great her voice wasn't you didn't know. Other than that, it's okay. Lute's fine. Kinda just as a okay villain compared to Adam. But maybe next season she'll get expanded on a bit more, or better explained and whatnot. Carmilla Carmine is okay. She has probably the best vocalist performance on the show. I'm still debating here, because either it's her or Keith, or Keith. Keith. She was fine, but honestly, I do like all the bits with her. I don't have a lot to say about her, but I also don't have not any complaints. She's enjoyable, and I like that. The reason why she was able to kill an angel was because of the fact that she knew what she had to do and decided to just take some blood, get some blood on her hands in order to protect her daughters. I found that really sweet. He didn't really liked it. Everything around it was enjoyable, but yeah. Zestro left me with the most questions. You would think it would be Alistair because we still don't really know his full extent yet. Even after having a fight with Adam, we don't know much about his character, Alistair's character, and still have a lot of questions about him. But Zestial, Alistair, not only does Alistair respect this man, but anyone that sees him pretty much opts to kill themselves over having to be in his presence. I question what this guy's powers are and why he's so dangerous. And overall, Zestial is just interesting to me. And really has me hoping he'll come back for the next season. I really hope that one of the sinners that are trying to redeem themselves is him, because it seems like he doesn't really care for being in hell anymore, and maybe it could be an interesting time waster for him. Don't know. Just hope that he comes back next season. Lucifer. A lot of people love this character, and for a good reason. I wouldn't say he tops Alistair as my favorite, but he does do a great job. His dynamic with Alistair and Dad was really fun and dynamic. And the fact that that it could actually made believable that Alistair and Lucifer could be on the same level due to how Alistair actively he was one-upping Lucifer. The two one-upping each other was just fun. And a lot of people I know are going to say, hey, that get on me for what I just said, but yeah. Legit. Even more so, though, not Alistair, Lucifer. Lucifer has a lot of fun. as a character. I'm glad they opted to have him be he just awkward, not knowing how to really really spend time with his daughter, rather than make him just as some arrogant douchebag that thinks his daughter's dreams are impossible. Possible. Yes, he doesn't believe in not even Charlie's dreams, but that's because he actually has tried what Charlie's doing before. Or and yeah, Charlie Charlie proving that Alistair, well, Charlie proving to him that it's worth fighting for at least, really stuck out to me. And Lucifer was just an amazing addition to the cast. So I hope to see him more again next season because it seems like after Charlie convinced him to help out that he should have been in more prominent in her life now that the two were more resonant were reconnected. Rosie. I don't have a lot to say about Rosie other than she's a fun character. I really like her personality and how despite being a cannibal overlord, but she was able to connect to Charlie real well. Despite one being a malicious serial killer and the other being a sweet, kind girl. Oh, Rosie Rosie sticks out among the cast as a fun and nice character. Her design's really fun, and I like it. But I don't really have a lot to say about her. I find Mimsy annoying. I don't know why so many people wanted her to be a part of the main cast over Prentice. I'm glad that she was cut out of the show I'm glad that she wasn't a main character because in the episode she was in, I found her really annoying and not that funny. That's about my only complaint with Dad Beat Dad, whatever it is whatever the episode's called. I'll remember later. It's probably only my only complaint with that episode because Mimsy just drags it down. I don't like her that much. I'm glad that Alistair just told her to beat it because he used them like legit. Sarah's a decent villain. I prefer Adam a bit more, but I think Sarah's more interesting than Lute at least. Oh, weird. Okay. Anyways. What was I saying? Yeah. Sarah's interesting and fun. Not too much to say about her. She has she's not the most interesting character in the world, and some of her bits are a bit weird, but she's not evil for the sake of being evil. She's more so she believes what she's doing is for the best of everyone in heaven, and you can understand a bit where she's coming from, but also understand that she's probably the most stuck up person in the show. Oh, honestly, I'm wondering if next season, even despite Prentice making it to heaven, she'll still deny Charlie the plans, and then try to prove that Prentice was a new soul or something. I don't know. Whatever it does with Prentice next season, I just hope he's still a main character. Emily's fun. I like that she is Heaven's equivalent to Charlie, and that and has the same amount of optimism and enthusiasm as her. I don't have much else to say. Emily's fun, but not anything. But pretty much just anything I said about Charlie applies to her, but to a lesser degree. Though her and Charlie have the probably one of the best lines in any of the songs. Alistair. I'll always have the most to say about this guy. This is the Red Radio Demon. Demon is probably my favorite character in the show, without a doubt. Sometimes maybe I'll consider Lucifer a little bit better, but most of the time it's Alistair that I go to. He's just the funniest character in the show, having the most laughs per minute. with every scene he's in, while also being simultaneously one of the most menacing and intimidating beings in the entire show. I honestly thought that when Adam was answering that Alistair was gonna come up from behind and just show him why he's the most terrifying demon in the place. I really do think that Alistair was holding back in that fight against Adam, and that he let Adam beat him to better find out about what Riley was capable of. I honestly don't know if Adam won that fight legitimately against Alistair because Alistair didn't seem like he was using his fullest powers. He was mostly focusing on his summons and his demons while keeping his distance, using long range power rather than the powers that we've seen him use for up close combat. Maybe it's because Adam was using an axe, but at the same time that Alistair has gone against close range angelic weapons and not cared. So maybe it was just Alistair wanting to gauge how powerful Adam was before getting too serious. Yes, but yeah. Everything about Alistair is just really fun and entertaining, like legit. Any line he says is iconic instantly. He both. I wish I was in more songs because the three that he was in are all really. Wait, no, four that he was in are all really fun. His voice really works for them. Works for singing. And as a radio demon, he just overall fun. Yeah, though. I was a little worried about his voice actor going into it, but after the commercial scene, I really felt like it was it only went up. Every scene with Alistair was amazing. The voice acting was about on par with the original voice actor. I don't know what else to say. Alistair is great. Hey, like legit. I know I kind of sped through the characters, but that's because I don't want this video to go over an hour long. Because I still have a bit more to talk about. Shit, I forgot to delete that slide. And I forgot to add pictures. Okay, we're gonna pretend those accidents did not happen. I just fixed it. Yeah, I plan to release a video talking about the songs, which I'll bring up briefly in this one. So yeah, Overture is a good opening episode. It doesn't have particularly anything special. The side story about Aggie making a deal with Alistair to get the commercial made properly and get everything she needed in order to make Charlie happy was nice. I'm glad that Alistair doesn't really make deals for people's souls in this series, because it just makes sense to me. Everything about it just really works. But it's the other half that is even better. The reason why Overture is a great 8 opening is because it immediately gives it's the tone of the villain, correct? That being Adam himself. Adam is displayed in one of the most interesting ways on what if he had manipulated heaven to allow all this, and that is a creative way to do it. And I am really curious on what's going on. What's going on up in heaven from Overture, from the moment Overture as introduces him. Adam is just a really fun character, and yeah, he's a fun villain. Not too likable, but likable in the characteristics department. But that's because he's supposed to be an asshole, which yeah. Radio killed the video star. Oh yeah. While Happy Day in Hell is fun, and it does not have favorable comparison when comparing it to Hell is Forever. Like legit, it is an excellent villain song. Radio killed the video star. Yeah, entering both the Pentious and the V's as characters in this episode was a genius move. Like legit. Serpentius is one of my favorites. You know this from how I was talking about him earlier. He's probably my second favorite in the show, right behind Alistair. Maybe tied with Lucifer most of the time, but yeah. Usually my top four goes Angel, Lucifer, Serpentius, then Alistair. But Serpentius is just consistently a fun character, and Vox and the other V's are all really likable in this episode. Even Valentino hasn't quite gotten into the SA conflict yet. Despite hinting at it in the future. It all shows all the interesting ways that this world works. Angel having to go through all the verbal abuse that Valentino's giving him, Serpentius not being a klutzy goof. Vox and Alistair having probably my favorite song in the show. A duet between them that establishes their rivalry perfectly. Like, legit, everything about it. Fucking. Why am I drawing a blank on its name? Fucking State Gone. It's just really fun. Starts with Sorry does not have a favorable comparison in this one, but it holds up better than A Happy Day in Hell compared to Hell is Forever. It's a fun song, and I like it. Scrambled Eggs is a good episode. That's about all I have to say about it. It has some of the most interesting reveals, like why the angel was dead. It establishes Velva as my fate as the best of the V's easily for how she's probably also the smartest and the reason why the V's are on top. So just being a goof is fun, and I don't really have any complaints about this other than Charlie's writing being god awful. I would try to talk about this as much as I could because next episode is gonna be the controversial one, but Masquerade's good. It is probably probably the best episode if I but I don't hold that opinion. I know a lot of people would though. Masquerade perfectly shows off Angel and Husk's differences in personality, despite having so much similarity at the same time. It perfectly shows off how it perfectly demonstrates both characters and keeps them likable and likable. Angel's trauma and everything that happens to him is really interesting and fun. And I don't know why so many people try villainizing Viv for this episode. And yeah, this one has probably the most even ratio in between the two songs besides Dad Beat Dad, where both Poison and Loser Baby are both really amazing bops. Is a little less fun than Loser Baby, but is a bit more tonally serious. I would probably choose Loser Baby a lot more often for how catchy and fun its lyrics are. But Poison is such a serious and sad song, like, legit. Everything about it is just God. And how are you not crying over what Angel has to go through every day? Dad Beat Dad is probably my pick for the best episode of the season. Using the finale and early in Masquerade being close seconds. But I don't know what it is about this episode. It's just such a fun episode. Well, it has the two closest songs with more than anything just taking it barely, which is surprising because the first time I thought more than anything was good, but I just really liked fucking Hell's Greatest Dad. And the dynamic between Alistair and Lucifer, and how, despite Alistair being weaker than Lucifer by a large margin, he's so fearless at the face of Lucifer. You could probably fool me twice. Nice. Nice. Like, legit. Yeah, everything between these two's conflict is just really fun, and it's clear that the only reason they don't fight is because they both have a legitimate care for Charlie and don't want her to deal with that. Uh, uh, it actually does set up some level of care between Alistair and Charlie, and makes you wonder what exactly it is. It sets up one of the biggest mysteries of the show going on right now on who did Alistair make a deal with. And based on the fact that despite how much it seemed it seems that Lilith has been camping out in heaven based on the last episode, which, yeah, but I'm honestly starting to think maybe the person that theorized that it was actually Vu that had Alistair under lock and chain might be correct. Act, if that's the case, Alistair, a theory I had where Alistair's actually not as full power right now because Vu was using his power, or he's kind of just limited, could mean that Alistair, Alistair Alistair losing to Heaven was because losing to Adam was because of the fact that he just did not have the power he needed to win. And just a theory, but yeah, it definitely seems like it's plausible. Plausible. Just the funnest episode of the show. What can I say? Hey, Hey, it's my guilty pleasure. While Masquerade is technically better, I just have the most fun with this one every time I revisit it. Welcome to Evan. Evan's just it's just like fucking, what was that episode called? Only just reviewed it too. Scrambled Eggs. It's good with some of the biggest reveals in the show. It's just not as I have the least to say about it. Besides that, Welcome to Heaven, the song is probably the weakest song in the entire show. Oh, would even Happy Day in Hell being an high 8 out of 10. This one being just a 6 out of 10, and Limbo is a bit awkward. Awkward. Awkward, but still, I have a lot of fun with it. Hello, Rosie introduces us to Rosie. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I like Rosie a lot, and the story between Carmela, Milla, and Maggie was really fun. Fun, and Maggie regaining her rings was a beautiful scene. Charlie and Rosie's conversation was really sweet and felt genuine. Alistair's Alistair. Everything comes together to make a really good episode. But yeah, I've gotta give it to the show must go on. Besides Masquerade and Dad Beat Dad, it's probably my favorite episode. Like legit, that favorite is Bronze is nothing to scoff at for a finale. Like legit, to end a season off in the way it does, showing that, proving that souls can be redeemed through probably one of the coolest scenes in the show, with the solid build up to Serpentius's death. My only two complaints is that one, like I've keep been bringing up constantly, Adam beats Alistair way too easily. For how much of a fight Alistair puts on in the early on fight, right? It's ridiculous to me that Adam just got 2 hits and Alistair was done. It's something I'm always gonna do even with, but hey, maybe Adam will kill Luke. Alistair will kill Luke to make up for this. But whatever. But the fact that Lucifer had so much trouble with Adam was also a bit ridiculous, but to a lesser degree, yeah, I guess. I mean, he didn't so much have trouble with Adam as he did just not really go all out at first. But whatever. Everything about this finale is great. The fight dynamics are all really fun, and everything on Lucifer is great, Alice is great, Adam is great. Hey, like putting the three best characters in one episode obviously makes for probably the best. And yeah. Alright. Honestly, I do think that had Alistair had his full power or stuck around to fight a bit more, he would have won against Adam. Adam. Even Charlie thought his powers was much greater to Adam to a point where she wouldn't have to worry about him due to Alistair. Alistair, like, legit. But yeah. And I'm gonna say probably my favorite. The two songs in this, I haven't gotten their names yet. Same with the two songs in Rosie's and Hello Rosie. Well, both even out. The final song is probably my pick for second best in the show. Oh, tied with More Than Anything. They're both great emotional songs, and yeah. Only reason, and yeah, they technically again are better than, and they're technically better than, and fucking, why am I forgetting its name? Mm-hmm. Fucking, Stayed Gone. They're technically better than Stayed Gone, but yeah. I just like Stayed Gone for how fun it is, and how it has it's definitely the second finest song, while also maintaining the serious mystery behind Alistair. And yeah, that's Hazbin Hotel. Oh, season 1. It's a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing season 2. I hope that Viz keeps it up and doesn't go to the melodrama of I'm a Hell of a Boss did. I think that wouldn't be as fun. Keep up the moving on the character dynamics. I didn't even get to bring up the foreshadowing that Viz did in this season. Isn't how great that was. Just everything adds up to a perfect epic season, in my opinion. It's hard for most series to stick the landing on a season 1. But yeah, I hope that this maintains, and I hope that the quality just goes up from here. Yeah, with songs becoming more memorable, and everything just constantly rising. I really hope that this whole mixed bag of opinions stops with the show, because I genuinely don't. Besides the faster than normal pacing for a show, I don't see any problems with Hazbin outside of a few minor details. Most of them are just nitpicks and whatnot. I can understand in some critique towards the pacing, but I'm also saying same guy that loves Record of Ragnarok, which I'm also making a video on at some point, and so many people tell me that the pacing on that is horrible, and I don't see it. I do see it with some scenes being a bit too fast for what they should be, and some fights being a bit too short, but in the final episode. Overall, though, yeah, I love this season. It kept up the spirit of the original pilot and really made a lot of fun use with its characters. Everything is great. What else can I really say? If you haven't watched it yet, I really recommend it. It's a banger of a show, and I really do keep loving it as the years go on. I look forward to the next season and really hope that Vizzy Pop lands 6th landing there too. Anyways, I'm going to be signing out here. Bye bye. Have a nice day. And good night.